Fung with Blue Planet Surf. I'm just going to show you guys how to install our Railsaver Pro. Okay, first thing I do, just to get the natural bend out of the Railsaver Pro, I just kind of roll it back the opposite way that it was rolled up in. Just because if it's flattened, it's going to make it a little easier to install. And I just let that guy roll back out. So after I do that, then I just want to find where I'm going to position the Railsaver Pro relative to the board. I mean, your handle is going to represent center of balance and buoyancy. Usually you stagger a little bit forward of the handle, so I just want to bring these guys forward just a little bit, and then I'm just going to use this box as a marker on where I need to start my Railsaver Pro. One thing with Railsaver Pro, they do have a logo on their rail tape, so there's a right and a left side theoretically. I like to ask the customer, do you want it in the front, do you want it in the back? This gentleman didn't mind, so I'm just going to put it in the back. And then from there, just start peeling this guy and we're going to do the install. Very important thing when you first start the Railsaver Pro, you're definitely going to want to wash your hands because it's a dry application. If your hands are dirty when you're touching any of the adhesive on the Railsaver Pro, that debris or that dirt's going to get transferred very easily. So just make sure that your hands are nice and clean so that the clear Railsaver Pro remains clear. And then the first thing I do, I just got to find my nose marker, so I'm just going to line this up with that box, and I want to make sure that the tip of this guy is centered on the widest point of the board. I'm going to apply that just so that I have that held down, and then from there I'm going to get in line with the rail so that I can properly apply it to the widest point all the way down. So I'm just going to ride this along the wide point from over here, and then along the tail I just make sure that I'm not going below the hard edge of the rail. To find the widest point on the board, what you can do is just take a flat surface, and then if you just have that flat surface perpendicular to sea level and just go right across the board, that's going to point where the widest point of the board is. One of the most important things, at the tail of the board where you see the hard rail or that flat surface of the rail, you don't want this rail tape to wrap underneath, because if it wraps under the hard rail, water can peel away the rail tape and it could remove the entire rail tape. So just make sure that near the tail, the rail tape's above the bottom of the hard rail. From here, what I do with Railsaver Pros is I just take a squeegee, and all I want to do is I want to start application at the middle of the Railsaver Pro, and then I'm going down or going up. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to start at the middle this way, and I'm just going to pull towards me and make sure that the middle is completely applied so that any bubbles that do get created, we can push them out to the bottom or to the top of the Railsaver Pro. I find one of the best ways to apply the Railsaver Pro is use something like a squeegee. I mean, this side, the flexible end is on this end. I like to use the hard surface just because it makes it easier to apply pressure where I need to apply the pressure. As you can see, in installing Railsaver Pro, it's a little challenging. I mean, especially if it's your first time, it's almost impossible to install this without getting these tiny little bubbles like these guys right here. I mean, using this method, it definitely cuts down on how many bubbles I normally would put in when I put these things in. But yeah, it's all about just trying to cut down as many bubbles as possible. But thank you for watching, and tune in with all of our other videos that we got. Aloha.